Hi guys, I ordered in this Kun model, and what it is a little figure that you can pose and comes with accessories, and you can draw it, you can put it in all different positions and things like that, and it's a drawing tool for me and my students. I got it on eBay and it looks like I bought the Chinese version. All the text and everything is written in Chinese on the package, but it was the best deal that I could find on this product because I have often seen them for around the $50 range, and this one was in the, I think around 12 something. And since it was on eBay, and my son had sold something on eBay, so there was some kind of a rebate in there. I think I paid a total of like $8 for this little item here. So let's open it up and see what's inside and see how cool it is. When I ordered it, I didn't look at the measurements or anything to see how large it would be. So I wasn't expecting them to be so tiny. I thought they would be more like Barbie doll size, you know, 11 inches tall. And what this appears to be is, this looks like some sort of device for holding your little dude. That way, once he's posed, if he can't stand up on his own, I guess you use this thing. Okay, we'll have to leave that be for a minute because I haven't figured that out yet. We have little snap-off pieces. We have a little gun and a cell phone and a laptop computer and an iPhone. It looks like a little iPhone. So cute. And a samurai sword. And this clamshell packaging, very easy to open. Very nice. Okay, I did not have to fight with that. That is also always annoying. So here, yes. Okay, so the instructions are pretty clear even if you don't understand Chinese, I think. This is a little clear box that opens, and there's a little gizmo in here. We can set that aside, and as I can see right here, there's a hole, and it looks like you fit this thing in here. So we'll work on that soon too. There are a number of right hand and left hands in multiple poses, and I'm going to get the camera and show you this stuff more clearly. And here are his pieces. So as you know, it's difficult for models to sit still, but this model, he'll sit still for as long as you want him to. Let's get him out of here. Check how he works. He's poseable. Let's see. So he can sit. Let's give him something to sit on here. Sit on this ledge. Yeah, he really poses. Right now he's got little balled up fists like he wants to punch somebody. I killed him! The feet. The joints move pretty naturally. He's got what looks like little shoes on. And even the tips of the toes look like they'll bend up even maybe a little bit. See, he could be running, or he can be fighting, or he can just be relaxing. Let's see if he can cross his legs. He can't really cross his legs. He can't cross his legs like a normal person. So we'll just pose him with his ankles crossed. That looks more natural. I killed him again. Give him kind of a little way to stand. I have to say, for the $12 that he would cost, this is a pretty decent little posable model. Okay, next, his little hands. I'm popping his fists off. And one fist came off with the nubbin attached, or whatever you call that. And one came off without it. And it appears that you only get 2 of those, so I need to pull that piece out of there. Very carefully, I have to pull this piece out of here and put it back into his arm. There we go. Okay. Now, the portion that remains in his arm is the longer piece, so I'm gonna pop that back into his arm, and there, all fixed. There's a little holder gadget where you can put I'm gonna put his fists away here before taking out the other hand set. I like these open hands, they're pretty cool. Okay, so we have a left hand. Let's pop that on there. I'm being very careful because obviously the very thin places, the little fingers, they could snap off if you're not careful with it. So it doesn't always give you that satisfying click with the hands, so you have to be very careful with those. And so we have one hand, and we need an accessory for that hand. And then he needs a right hand put in. Here's his right hand, so he can face palm. Oh, yeah. Wait, he really needs something. He really needs something in his hand. This is so cool. So what could be done with this is you could take a photo of this character in a pose. Say he's flying through the air. He's coming for you. He's flying through the air. You could pose him in this position and then take a photo of it and then use that photo to trace out the picture. That would be a quick start to a sketch. And they do have female models too. And I've seen them where they've had her like him holding his arms out like this and have the female model in his arms. It's very cute, very neat little thing. But for drawing or for, making a model, look, and he's got musculature. This is really good. I mean, really good for making a model or a drawing. You need a subject to look at. You don't always have someone there to draw when you need a subject. One of the little students came by and I thought, this is something she really needs. So I went shopping for it and I found that I really liked this guy and I ordered him. I love the different hand positions. So I took the other one, the mate to this open hand, I took that one off. I've with the little fists. And there it fell. Where did you go? Uh-oh, I lost the fist. Okay, there's all the little hand poses. It happened again! Because it sounds like he wants to stay on there, but he keeps falling off. But it's neat. I mean, you can really see like the foreshortening of the fingers when they come towards you, how it looks shorter, obviously, because when something is like this, you see the full length of it. When it's like this, it's called foreshortened. Because all you see is the circle at the end of the finger, and you kind of see where it attaches to the hand. Regular, foreshortened. So now he's got his hand out, but we need to give him an item to hold. And I really like this little flip phone. I guess he's a spy and he has to use a flip phone instead of a smartphone for privacy. Maybe he doesn't want Google watching him. Okay, and it's locked open, his little flip phone. So if you had a little bit of sticky wax or something sticky, then you could get that to hold in his hand. Any of that little, what is that tacky wall stuff that we used to use, that blue stuff to hold things? That might work to hold that in place. Okay, so he could be flying. He's like, what? Face palm. You know, what am I looking at here? Let's take his laptop out. Okay, so here's his keyboard and the lid, and it should just snap together, I'm guessing. There it goes, snap together. So there's his laptop computer. So cute. And he can hold that in his lap. It's falling, he's like, whoa, my laptop. Because he could be sitting on top of something. A helicopter could have dropped him here. It would take some time to get your non-awkward looking pose together. Right? I suppose one of these guys, he could be used for stop motion, but that would be pretty difficult considering that, you know, posability. It's a little bit tricky. So he's looking at his laptop. Maybe he has to lean forward. He cannot lean forward naturally. He doesn't hinge at the hips properly. So I mean, you have to pick a pose that he is capable of doing. And then you may need to use certain props and things to hold him in place to get him to hold the pose that you need. I killed him again. Push this gizmo into the box, attach this to it. Support posing, it says in English, which is awesome. I don't know what this says because I bought the Chinese version. It's hard to take a picture of somebody from above, but you can pose him low and get your camera right above him and take a picture looking down on him. You know, superhero poses. Sometimes they show the people from above. You could pose a couple of characters together and then you can see what they both look like from all angles. Okay. Okay, so this thing here is supposed to get him around the waist. Hold him around the waist and under the undercarriage there. Pop him on this arm. Yeah, and he could be doing he could be flying through the air. Or in some kind of very precarious pose. I suppose you could put all your little hands and pieces in this little box and maybe use this as a divider. This divider, maybe you can use that to hold through different parts in different places. And let's see. Yeah, it shows you putting all the little parts in there. So that's got a lot of different, directions. I killed him again. God, I keep killing that guy. There you go. So all in all, super cool, and he will be a little drawing tool for us. So we'll be able to take a photo of him in whatever pose and then print it out, and then the girls could work two-dimensionally from that. If you wanted to sculpt something three-dimensionally, you have your little guy here to pose, and then you can move around the subject and see what it looks like from all the different sides. Or record it from as many sides as you want, which I think is really neat. I think it's a really interesting tool. His head turns. It tips down a teeny bit, but not a lot. Mostly it's just a right to left turn. He can look down and he can look up just a bit. But the one very unnatural thing is that he cannot hinge at the hips to bend forward. So he can only kind of curve his back a little bit. But of course, I mean, to recreate an entire spine that's flexible, you'd have to put some sort of really elaborate spinal column into something like this. This is absolutely the best I could imagine it could be, you know, at any sort of reasonable price. So let's see what fits in this box. The hands go in on their frames. I have no idea what this thing is. The GUN and the tiny cell phone and his little stylus. He has a little pencil. I don't want to break it, so I'm going to cut it free. It's his little pencil. And close up his laptop a little bit. Got a tablet. So yeah, just a little bit of sticky wax, some of that, well, that putty stuff. Can't even think what it's called. Something tack. Let me know in the comments if you know what that's called. It was like blue tack or something like that, and you could hold stuff in. And I know other different people who do stop motion often use a sticky wax to hold things in place, and that would be super, super great for this kind of a model, so he can hold things, because his hands aren't going to move at all. They're not articulated that way, but they certainly have the ability to move back in the wrist a little bit this way and a little bit that way. They're not super, it's not super articulated, but very good, very good. Folding. I mean, you'd have to choose the correct hand pose to go with arms folded, but pretty good. I mean, he can do a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, I like it. And then for faces, I mean, you would just have to draw whatever, you would just get a photo of whatever face you want to put on the guy and add that into your drawing. And hair, of course, you know. But this would give you an idea of, like, you know, what he looks like. Full face or 3/4 or profile view. iPad. And the last piece to take out is the samurai thingy. And the box closes up, and then I would store him just, you know, in a pose. Yeah, all in all, he's pretty cool. And I like that this thing, that the joints in this are pretty tight, so you can hold him in place and it doesn't really move. And let's see what he might look like on a photo. Now once you've got him where you want him, guy falling. So here's the last shot I took. So easily I could just send that to print it out and trace it, and then just do my shading or add the clothing that I want him wearing. There's him from all different directions. Pretty cool, right? Glad you think so. And I just finished making 3 of these today. They're engraved. They say 7-0 in them. I don't know if you can see that. Gorgeous. Okay.
If you didn't already hit the like button, please do that now. That really helps me out. And if you would subscribe, that would also be great. We have a lot of fun here. And let me know in the comments if there's something special you'd like me to review. Okay.
Simon. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.